Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Dale and I are back as we discuss The Deadlands, directed by Toa Fraser. After his tribe is slaughtered through an arch of active treachery, the teenage son of slain Mari chieftain looks to avenge his father's murder and bring peace and honor to the souls of his loved ones. Right, bit of a shaky start there.
Yeah.
It's been a while since that's happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank goodness it doesn't happen all the time. Yeah.
Right,
My internet's working. Yep.
sure.
Sweet.
Let me see. Let me go to YouTube, see if there's anybody waiting on the other stream. Because now this has been set up as like a new stream. The people are probably waiting on the
Yeah.
other one,
Oh, of course.
doing weird stuff.
You cannot trust technology. Just do it. It's all good. Yeah, make sure you set up all right first.
Yep. So all seems to be. There is a glitch. Follow this link. Right. So I put in the chat of the non-existent stream, the one we're actually in, and then I'll copy all that over later. Sorry, folks, if you're waiting and you come back to this and you wonder what happened. Goddamn internet.
Yeah.
Makes me want to throw spears at people.
Yes, I know.
Talking of which, this was a lot of fun of throwing spears at people, bashing them around the head, and
God, brutal.
I think what I like about this is it's not one of those silly Hollywood glamorized depictions of Indigenous people in like tribal state, back in the day. It's just the brutality, the reality of living. It'd be like depicting ancient Celts or pagans, or like a Northman, for example, is a good example where it depicted pagan culture without all the silly, fluffy shite that's come in.
Yeah.
From the 60s, you've seen the Northman, haven't you?
No, I haven't seen that one. No.
Oh well, it's basically it's the best equivalent I can think of to this movie.
Wow.
It came out a lot later. Robert Eggers, the guy that directed The Witch.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Northman, and it's the same. It's tribal politics. It's operating in its time with the brutality, not shying away from it, just showing what life was like.
Oh, I'll have to watch it. That sounds great.
So I appreciated that this is not, the usual. It's all the white man's fault. That bollocks. It's actually just showing life as life
before the colonization. Yeah, so this was before colonization, obviously. So, yeah.
But I would even say before industrialization. Because that's Neolithic tribes. That's the way Neolithic tribes acted all over the world.
Yeah, well, Maori have been described as the second most brutal tribe, in the world, and I think this really showcases it.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors were pretty ruthless, but hey,
that's once again, it's just depicting historical culture, and telling a good bloody story. So I'm all for it.
Yes, and it's a common trope for Māori movies like this is to have a revenge story. So I'm glad they kind of did that because it made sense.
But that's the essence of tribal conflict, the human division. Right. We are a tribal creature. Yeah. It still happens today. You did this 50 years ago, so I'm going to get you now. You did this 200 years ago, so I'm going to get you back. You did that last year. I'm going to get you now. We're all like this. There's no...
I know.
There's no difference.
No, exactly. Exactly.
But we spend time we start off with a really interesting set of circumstances.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we've got these two tribes who it's obvious are at a peace accord and have been carrying out, basically sworn enemies and have been made to have peace. We don't know exactly;
Yeah.
it's not explained, but this peace has went on for a long time, and as always, somebody wants to break the peace. They've had enough. They want to get stuck in.
Yeah. 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 He's not a very bit of an atrocious character that what's his name?
We're
Warapu.
sorry.
Yeah. 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 So the first 15 minutes there's a lot of fluffing around, but I think that was good because it set up the story, if you know what I mean. So it might have taken a little bit longer, but it sort of showcased the tribal warfare going on, and then desecrations and all that sort of stuff, utu and tapu stuff, which is things you just don't do without being spiritually cursed. So, yeah, it's a pretty barbaric beginning, I'd have to say. Yeah.
So Warapu and his tribe are busy visiting Hongi and his father's tribe, and to visit their ancestors who it appears were slain in battle, but as per the agreement, they never fished or hunted in the lands where their fallen were. Is that a Māori custom?
Yep, it happens now. Oh God, what's the name of it? So if somebody drowns in Wellington Harbour, say, they put a rahui, I think it's called. That's where no one's allowed to swim, fish, do anything in the water for a week. And that's out of respect for the person that passed away and to let their spirit leave. So it still happens today. Yeah, it happens all the time. Whenever there's a death in a particular area where it's quite public, then they put a rahui or ranui or something on it, which means, basically you can't do anything there. So, it's I haven't seen it in this context, so that was quite different. Yeah.
No, it's always like I said, it's always good to see where things come from. The idea of leaving bodies where they lie. What's the?
I think back in those days,
you knew I was going to ask you a lot of questions tonight. I think.
Yeah, I know.
You should have been like,
they're my ancestors, so I'll try and do my best, and I hope I don't offend anyone. But what was the question?
Right. So obviously the bodies were staying, so there's no burials, there's no it's basically where they lie. There's
I think it depends on the tribe. Like a lot of them used to bury them in caves together. So they used Udapa,
which we see with the warrior.
Yes, that's right. So that's another way they do it. Basically there's an Udapa, which is a cemetery where you bury your deceased. But I think there were some tribes that when they did pass, or if there was a battle, they would just leave their bodies there, or they would come and get them and take them away. So it really depends on what tribe it is. So because different tribes do different things. Not like Native Americans, because I think they do the same sort of thing from place to place, whereas Māori sort of have different tribes and they have different kind of rules. So
they put up structures, don't they? Because it's the bodies are there, and it's basically for carrying the crows to feed on to go back to the land. But then that area becomes
tapu.
You basically do not go there. That's disrespectful.
It's tapu. Yeah, you're not allowed there. Otherwise, spirits can come and do terrible things to you and all that sort of stuff. Over here in New Zealand, every cemetery has bottles of water at the gate. So when you leave, you have to wash your hands. and your car, like you splatter your car with water and yourself and your family when you leave, so that you don't take any bad spirits home with you. So I mean, that's still a tradition we do today as well. So it's Māori are a very deep culture. So yeah, they used to call us savages, and this is kind of why, as you can see in this film, that's kind of why they called us that.
Well, the idea, of not having consecrate, from European Christian lore,
yeah,
busy consecrated ground, that's proper burial. You don't leave bodies. I mean, it's anathema. But this is,
yes,
goose. What's good for the goose is good for the ganders, or isn't good for the gander. There's
yeah.
different cultures have different connotations.
Oh,
So
absolutely,
yeah, that would
yeah.
be seen like not burying somebody in Western culture, not in
It's
consecrated
just not.
ground, is just just leaving a body, or just that would be horrendous. In fact, that
Oh,
that was
yeah.
actually even not being buried like paupers' graves, or if you're dishonored, not being buried in church grounds.
Yeah,
That
yep,
was
that's
like
right.
disgrace.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Or over there, like they bury, say, serial killers in an unmarked grave, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Western culture for you.
Or even
Yeah,
like
which is
one of the biggest things to bury somebody upside down. So actually, not put the coffin
ooh,
flat, but put them upside down. That's somebody who's
wow.
absolutely disgraced. That was a practice.
Far out. That's amazing.
But even go back to pre-Christianity, cairns, mounds, burial mounds, like they're
Yes,
still there
they are.
from thousands
Yes.
of years. They are on the even the fact of touching those would be even today seen as desecration.
Yeah.
Giant, I just even think back to Northern Ireland. Giant Ring, for example, is one. Uh, God, near Struel Wells. Most churches built on top of pagan grounds and almost
Yes.
took it, not so much removed it, but made it part of the
The
put on the
history or the
umbrella, and that's why you've got
yeah.
like on churches, you've got like things like the Green Man and all these weird, gargoyles and stuff, and that it's like it was a meshing of the two,
Wow.
and you've got all that,
Wow.
if that makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
Struel Well is actually a good one because actually it's a pagan well site on a church ground. There's still arguments today about this is ours, no, it's ours now, blah blah blah. But at the same time, it's been left there, not touched, not disturbed. So
Yes.
even pre-Christianity in our culture, the idea of burial and monuments
Yep.
like cairns, that was the way. So the idea of just leaving bodies is anathema. So it would be, yeah, you could see where savages, what are you doing? It would just be seen as a
Yeah.
height of desecration.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
again, and this is back to my question, the fact that the bodies weren't retrieved and taken back in your culture, that's seen as desecration to like remove them, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if like a Western tradition came and started grabbing body, what the hell he's doing not buried, start
Yes.
gathering them and putting them and saying words over them, that would be seen as a desecration of Tippy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you touch those, you get a curse for the rest of your life,
Yeah,
and
so
then your family, it goes down generation, yeah. It's pretty nasty, eh? And you guys over there, I know you've got mounds where there's reported to be, like, kings and stuff buried,
yeah,
but
Kearns
they're
and
not yeah, you're not
Tombs.
allowed to touch them, but I know that they have had, sonar equipment go over them, and in some places over in where you guys come from.
Yeah, but once again,
So,
they're untouched.
yeah, that's right. So they're not allowed to dig to find out who was there. Even here, I mean, people have gone into caves, say down south, just to have a wander around the fjords and all that sort of stuff, and they've come across caves that have got ancient burial bones. There's bones in there, and the place has been like completely like you are not allowed there, it's blocked off, all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
It happens with construction work as well. When they're digging roads and stuff, they might find bones and an old Māori burial site, and then that whole project's gone until the iwi or the tribe that those bones belong to come and take them away and then give them a proper burial and stuff. So it's really, really, it's a really, really, yeah, deep sort of cultural, spiritual element here over in New Zealand. Yeah,
Yeah, like I said,
it's fascinating.
it's something about the human condition, how we treat our dead. Because this is what the theme
Yes,
of this movie is all about. You
yes,
know, how you treat your dead, how you even treat your enemies dead. So this accord between the two tribes, there's a battle. Hongi's tribe, because we never got his, I can't remember his father's name, but
no, I
Hongi's
didn't get
tribe,
his name either.
they won, but
Yep.
as part of the agreement, the other tribe can come and pay pilgrimage. So this might happen. We don't get a time scale, but we know it's within the
No.
lifetime of like the Wiripu's father's still alive, still the
Yep.
chieftain of the tribe. This is the deputy, what do you call it? Party, honor party, whatever you want to call it. That's
Oh,
been sent.
oh, right. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what they would
I
call
was going
them.
to say
Scout
deputation, but that's not the
party.
right one.
Yeah,
But
maybe
basically, they're
scouting
sent,
party.
to pay respect. This is apparently as a, we're told
Oh,
in this
yeah.
first 15 minutes without a whole exposition dump, which I really like. I like a
Yeah,
story
yeah.
being told without exposition dumps.
Yep. Yep.
This is a regular thing. They've been inspecting them. They're coming to do it, pay respects. But Wiripu has other plans.
That was a terrible scene. That was, yeah, it just sort of gave me chills. Yeah, that was nasty. That is the worst desecration you can ever do, is what he did to on top of that skull. That seriously, that and urinating, women urinate. Oh, it's just so you have to go and Google it if you want to find out about Māori culture because it's just so packed and there's lots of old, traditions that are still around. But I mean, like if somebody's disrespected in a tribe, then the like women will go and urinate on them, on the
Mm-hmm.
people that are dishonored, and it's like, oh my god, it's just like, oh god, I can't believe it, But then when we see Wiripu doing what he's doing, oh my god, I was just like, I don't know, I was blown away by that scene. It was quite brutal, wasn't it? It's just like,
Yeah, but he also asked his ancestors' permission. I'm going to take a big steaming dump in your head, and blame the other tribe to start a war. Do you mind? Oh, right, cheers. you know,
I know.
but that wasn't the worst bit.
No, I know,
That
I
wasn't the worst.
know.
I'm like, okay, right,
Yeah.
that's bad. Oh, what are you
You know,
doing? What are you
I
doing? Oh,
I had to look away. I couldn't watch it. I had to look away. That was disgusting. But hey, yeah,
that
yeah,
made no sense. That, but I'm like, oh god, no. Right, okay, you're
yeah,
definitely the villain. Yeah.
yeah,
The interesting thing was Hongi decides to follow him.
yeah.
So
That
he
was
has a
interesting.
vibe like yes, so he's up to something.
Yeah, yeah. I think he might have spiritually known that because, as we see through the film, he's talking a lot to his deceased grandmother. So
Hmm.
I think that she maybe had a part of him following Widapu because it didn't. Yeah, and then I thought, well, he's probably just being a nosy little 16, 17-year-old. But then later on, when we see him talking with his grandmother and that, I think that was like he had an idea to go and follow him because he was going to do something.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
He just had that. They looked at each other or something, and he just had that. He's up to no good.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Miserable.
But the thing is, obviously, he uh, does what he does. The whole point is to start a war, and Hongi,
Yeah.
basically to keep peace. The chieftain's like, well, if you're blaming my son says didn't do it, but I will take his life now. And even Hongi goes, if this helps things, take my life.
Yeah.
That's very honourable, even at the, understanding that this is quite tense. Obviously, this tribe, although Victor was obviously brutalized, it came to close to extinction, or it was very close, or can't afford another war. You know,
Yeah.
they're on the brink. Another war would be disastrous. So this all gets played
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually thought he was going to kill his son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad he didn't, but yeah, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It gave me chills. I really did think he was going to do it, and then I just, yeah, ugh, yeah.
If it was another son, because from
Mm,
the trailers and all, we get the idea. We know the Hongi's like bit of a spoiler. Hongi's the main character.
yeah,
So if it
yeah,
had been
yeah,
another son, it would have made sense. But
yeah,
unfortunately, because that did it with Hongi, he's not
yeah,
getting killed as well.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just the tense scene and all. You're not 100% sure. I like that. That's good storytelling. That's good cinematography. Even though you know what's going to happen, you look at the scene going, "Huh? Oh, hold on. Is this how this is going to start?"
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, the cinematography was really good as well. But just um the tension that's in this film the whole way through, it's there's a because it's warring, obviously. It's a huge fighting film, but
Mhm.
I just yeah, just uh, I don't know. I was just like it just yeah, it's I didn't know what to think at first because when we meet Widipu and his men, they're all dressed in like Aztec colors,
Yeah,
which
it's almost like they're armored. Like that's
they're
advanced.
not.
Considered advanced. Armor.
That's right, and that's the only thing I think I have to say about this that did not gel with me was the Aztec colors. We do have some of those colors in our feathered cloaks and stuff like that, but the armor and that's not right. So whether or not they decided to go, I don't know, toward I don't know how they managed to come up with that because that to me felt like it was a little bit Hollywood, if you
Mhm.
know what I mean, just to grab that audience because they used to run around in grass skirts and
Which Hongi's
costumes
tribe
and
does.
yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, even then they were wearing some sort of pants and stuff, but most of them would walk around in grass skirts that the women made and stuff like that. So yeah, so it was really weird to see those Aztec
I'll be
colors
honest. I
with
did catch a few bra straps, and I laughed.
did you?
Yes.
Yes?
Especially one of the characters later on. I'm like, ha 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 ha, busted.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
but
choice.
then again, well, like more sports bra than
Yeah, but that's so weird.
But then again, it's a film. Like there's rules and so forth.
Yes. Yes, and the New Zealand Film Commission made and some independents did this film, so I suppose they had to be careful
I
that
think,
night.
to be honest, this was as authentic. It wasn't Hollywood. Like it's
Yes.
beautifully shot. It's great storytelling, but it's not Hollywood. Hollywood
No.
wouldn't go this far. Like this is
No.
like
No.
I think we'll have to temper our expectations sometimes with film. Like we all want authentic, to the nth degree, but at the same time, unless you're like even like I was crying a little bit when they're running through the long grass and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna be scratched to bits and uh,
Oh god, yeah.
uh, ticks and boils and stuff. I'm like, it's all right uh, playing, but I'm pretty sure if you went back a couple of 100 years and you gave actual tribes people the option of here, would you like a nice pair of running shoes or a nice pair of jeans rather than just running about? I'm sure they would take it. I'm pretty sure, like living day to
Yeah.
day, getting scratched a bit, and stuff
Yeah.
that given the option, you'd be like, yeah, I'll take that, please.
Oh
That's
yeah.
common sense. It wasn't. It's
God.
not for. It's not a necessity. Fashion and clothing
I know, right?
for.
And when they're running over the volcanic rock with
Oh
their bare
yeah,
feet. Oh, God. I was just like, oh my God. Of course they would have to do that. I mean, they used to have to live in the snow and stuff with hardly any clothes and
frostbite.
yeah,
That's
there would
that's
have
the
been a
thing.
lot of death.
That's the only thing. Everyone's very shiny in this because it's a film and they're actors.
Yes,
Like if it was real, like to be weathered, like proper weathered. Like
proper
look at the
weathered.
Amazonian tribes people that still exist today. They're like leather. What I mean? They look like leather because they have to look like leather because they're exposed to the elements.
Yes, I think they did that really well with the warrior and with Hongi's dad. I think they did that sort of weathered look really well.
Mm-hmm.
But the other actors are very baby
They've
face,
moisturized.
clean
Yep.
faces, but then their bodies were dirty. So it was like, oh, okay, at least they made a little bit of an attempt to make it authentic, I mean. But then again, as goes with films, we have to make sure that the actors look attractive and we know who they are. I mean, Wedapoo is one of the main actors in Once Were Warriors. There's these famous actors that are there
Mm-hmm.
in this film, so they would have wanted to look. Wedapoo especially would have, because he's very vain, so he would have wanted to look very beautiful. So
That's fair enough. Like I said,
yeah.
is that the whole point of suspending disbelief though? And
Well, that's true.
if
Yeah.
and back to the point I always make, if you feel like there's a genuine attempt to entertain you, you,
Yeah.
you have a lot of forgiveness.
Yep.
Because if
Absolutely.
this is tense, this is supernatural horror, this
Yeah.
is just brutality. It's no holds barred, um, no filter, like cultural animosity and how it happens. This is all
Yeah.
here. Uh, for that then, and you feel this the whole way through the movie. So
Yes.
you will giggle about it, but at the same time, like when I was watching the movie, I didn't mind because
Oh,
I was in the zone.
oh God, yeah. It does. It sort of sucks you in, doesn't it? It's like you want to know what's going to happen. And there were some pacing issues, but it doesn't really matter when you're watching it because it's such a forward moving film.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's only some moments where they're stuck in a sort of moment that might go on a little bit longer. But then, most of it's very intense. And I can't believe they have not even categorized this as a horror, considering the themes. I mean, they're
Mm.
saying it's a action thriller. And I'm like,
That's just that's a
no.
funding thing. That's a
Yeah,
funding.
yeah,
What I mean?
wow. Could be. Could be because I kind of noticed when the New Zealand Film Commission are involved, um, it sort of goes a bit too PC, if you know what I mean.
But that's
Even though they like the brutality of the murders with the patus and the spears and the tire heart and all that sort of stuff is, um, yeah. So I mean, like if this was a Hollywood film, they would not have let all that sort of stuff in. So I don't know. It worked really well, I think. Yeah.
yeah,
But
well, I'm just back in the day. Charlton Heston, The Man Called Horse. If you've seen that movie,
no,
that's a good one.
that sounds familiar though.
Charlton Heston. It's basically he's a white man. It's captured by Native American Apaches, I think,
Oh,
and then he lives amongst them, and then he's
yes.
referred to as horse, and then he earns a respect. But
Yes, I remember that.
there's some scenes in that that are like they didn't hold back, but we'll never get that again. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
proper old school,
Yeah.
no holds barred.
Yeah.
Lesson was a lot of those type of movies. Like even Planet of the Apes and all was like the original was
Yeah.
grim.
It was.
Even the Omega Man and God, what else? I think he's been in loads of stuff, but he never held back. Like he was always in those sort of gritty movies and never shied away from it, and it was cool. But that was
Well,
a
that's
long
yeah.
gone. That's when
Wow.
Hollywood was
Yeah.
actually you liked it. You know, they actually
Yeah.
made an effort.
Yep.
Now it's just
Yep.
gone to absolute rat shit. But
Yeah.
the fact that this movie's still true to the source and didn't hold back is amazing. Like
Yeah.
it really
It's
takes
very
you into the story.
factual. Yeah, it's very factual. Like, you know, even though we didn't have like an oral tradition, like we had no writing or anything, we used to just do lots of cave drawings and stuff like that. But yeah. So a lot of the stuff would have come from, you know, a lot of research, I think, would have gone into this film just to make it a little bit more authentic, especially for people who want to watch what Māori may have been like back in the early days.
The thing that that's another thing. I was actually talking Flea and I and Sunday there were doing some traditional Japanese horror stories, you know,
That's
anime
right.
stories, right? And that's something like the Dark Ages in the British Isles has a lot to answer for basically wiping out our oral traditions and wiping out our folklore.
It's travesty,
And
isn't it?
that's never
Really?
when the Renaissance happened. Well, unfortunately, that was under Rome. You know, it was in
Right.
uh, Pope. You know, I mean the Pope Constantine prior to after the Roman Empire. There's this period known as the Dark Ages. Can't remember exact dates because I'm not a bloody historian. But
Yeah, Middle Ages, I think. Yeah, before the Middle Ages.
after it's this period, medieval, Dark Ages, and all
Yep.
it means is that there's no written account. It just for some reason it all went, and no traditional oral storytelling. It just all got lost. And then the Renaissance was all
Wow.
this very European, like from uh, the Catholic Church, you know, establishing itself in place of the Roman Empire, and all the art that came was from that vein.
Yes, that's right.
But it lost.
So, wow.
We lost so much in the British Isles. It was very, very strange the way it happened, and I don't think any
Wow.
cultures had that happen to them like, to the extent that we did. It's people don't talk about it that much. It's
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that. That's really sad.
yeah, and
That's really sad. Oh
that's
my
why we
god.
don't have like people keep saying we're the land of fairy tales and blah blah blah, but we aren't because you know what I mean.
It's
Actually,
gone.
Christianity took a lot of the
Yes.
stuff and made it its own. So it wasn't actually we have lost our connection to those roots
Oh my god, that sucks.
when we were colonized.
Yeah, well, you were. Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
People
right.
forget that
That
we're
you were actually colonized, not just the
Normans,
colonizers.
Anglo-Saxons, you know what I mean? Romans,
Yes,
you
the
name it.
Spanish. Yeah, exactly. The Romans. Oh my god. Yeah.
Everyone had to
Well,
go. The Vikings come over, had a pop, you know what I
the
mean? You
Vikings.
look
Yes.
everywhere, just everyone had to go and then created the British. They
Yeah.
decided, all right, we're going to have a go back.
I know. Right. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So. Yeah. You guys have had it too. Yeah. Didn't even
It,
think about that.
it's human. That's why I don't understand people getting their high horse because it's human nature. It happens everywhere. It's happened everywhere.
Oh,
Everyone
forever.
for someone else forever,
Yeah.
and that's the theme of this movie.
Yeah.
Is a slight was done against a tribe, then another slight because Wirrapoo and his gang like where's the honor in like attacking at nighttime, you know, and like not even
That's
honorable
not.
battle.
Yeah, well, there's no Geneva Convention or the UN rules over, at that
No, but
at
as
that.
a warrior, you know, as a warrior tribe,
Yeah, that's nasty. That's just dishonorable, honestly. To butcher a whole. I mean, I don't even. Okay, my tribe. Now
colonized.
my tribe colonized. I love it. Yeah, yeah, damn right. But oh, God, you threw me off, Chris. Can't even remember what I was going to say.
You're talking about where a police attack. It's not even honourable and disgusting and.
Yeah. So, this coming in the middle of the night stuff and annihilating tribes. I mean, my tribe in Napui were pretty ruthless, and they came down the country and they wiped out all these tribes, which is why we've got the biggest tribe in New Zealand. So we were pretty brutal. There were also peaceful Māori tribes as well down south who have nothing to do with fighting. They wouldn't do any of that stuff. They were known as one of the most peaceful tribes in New Zealand. But then you go up north, and then you get the brutality. So I'm not. I guess it depends where they live in that. I mean, I think like in this one, it's got the Deadlands, and then it's got a pa, and the pa is where they live behind the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you saw the big, huge sticks, or the big, huge fences in the ground, which I thought was funny. They called it a fence. Well, I don't know if they would have called it a fence back then. So I was just a little bit like...
Was that just the subtitles, though?
Yeah, it was the subtitle.
Yeah, I think it was just the subtitles, I don't think a word maybe translates.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard one when you're trying to do a cultural film like this. You have to be careful too not to use words from present time. Mm-hmm. And when I saw them using some present time stuff, I was like, that's got to be the subtitles. Because, I can't read Māori. I can't speak it. It was taken away from us at school. We weren't allowed to learn it, which is disgusting. But anyway, that's a whole different fucking kettle of fish. But yeah, their tribes are completely different over here than other tribes in the world. I'd have to say we did some pretty nasty stuff. We didn't shrink heads. I know they say that we did, but we didn't. But we did put them on sticks.
Was that Peru?
Was
that Peruvian tribes did that?
It could have been one of those tribes,
like a Latin American. That was there.
I think it was. Yeah, definitely was. So, yeah. So yeah, but they try and say that we did as well, but there's actually no proof. We did take heads, and that's what they did. That's what they did here in this film, with the chief's head. So disrespectful, Oh, it's what a gross thing to do, But they still do it now, right? We watch films all the time. They have decapitations and stuff like that.
You want to end someone, then remove their head. That's usually a good way to go about it.
Well, exactly.
You want to instill horror? Like, there's something about that, having your head removed, like, instills horror in people.
Yeah, it does. Because to us, is that not like the end? That's it. You no longer are a person without a head. That's so gross and very profound, isn't it? I mean,
I think it's something about you can walk off anything else, so there's a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, once a head's removed from the shoulder, that's been like Dracula, werewolves, blah blah blah,
zombies, anyway, vampires.
Yep, just
take the heads; they're gone.
Yep, that's culture. I think it's just the finality of it. There's no walking that off or coming back.
No. Yeah, there's a few people that should have their heads chopped off.
No, a lot today. Just
not mentioning any names.
An interesting thing was, so Hongi basically escapes the slaughter.
Yeah.
They did a good thing though. They actually see him escaping, and that was a perfect example of an adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had one where you've went.
Oh yeah, I have.
Right, you've just went on pure adrenaline, and when you get to that point and you just stop, poof, like.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's why he passed out. And
yeah, because that's it. There's no if buts or maybe. Like if you're like in that continuous fight or flight, and He
Yeah,
was sort of
crashing
trained as
down.
a warrior, but he was. I get the impression he was like had a soft upbringing because his father, the chieftain, didn't want. He was trying to break the cycle. That's a lot of
Yeah.
this. His father was actively trying to break this cycle of war between these two
Yes.
tribes.
Yes. Yes, and we did see instances of him, of his dad training him,
Hmm.
but obviously a lot of training comes later when you're a little bit older as well. When you go out with a warring troop or whatever, they go
Hmm.
out together and all that sort of stuff, which is what Widapu did with his gang. He basically turned up with all of them. So, yeah, I did get the impression that he was maybe, yeah, like wrapped in cotton wool,
Yep.
possibly by mum or dad, but they were trying to get him to. To me, it seemed like he was more of an adventurer than a fighter, if you know
Hmm.
what I mean.
Or
Following
destined to be
Widapu,
a shaman if there were such. Do you have shamans? Is there no equivalent to that?
shamans. Yeah, we do. Yep. Like oracles, you mean, that
Hmm.
sort of thing. Yeah.
I know it's here with the
Yeah.
witches in this, but
Yeah. Yeah,
is there such a
yeah.
thing as a witch doctor or like tribal healer or
The medical
a
doctor,
spiritual?
yeah, like a spiritual doctor,
Mhm.
or they've got priests and not priests as such, but taonga, which is like gifted people and stuff like that. And the other thing that Māori used to do as well, you know how some people are born disabled or they have a mental illness or something
Mhm.
like that. They weren't cast aside. They were looked after, like completely looked after. Like they were basically presented as gifted people and needed to be looked after properly. So whereas in society now, people who have those disabilities and that are left basically, you know, at the mercy of a service or the government to look after, whereas Māori used to take those people and keep them looked after, and and that's a lot of what's going wrong now in society is we don't have that anymore. When we were ripped out of our maraes and then put into urbanization, it just sort of that's why there's a lot of disenchantment over here
That's
with the Māori
everywhere because
population. Yeah.
the people that
Oh,
don't you
yeah.
don't give over the raising of your families and looking after society. You don't give it to a government,
I know,
any
but we've
government.
got no choice,
No, but I mean
you know? Yeah.
it's
You
happened
just
everywhere.
don't. Exactly.
The
Oh,
worst people to look after your welfare are civil servants and government
yeah,
officials. They're the worst people. They don't,
yeah,
I mean, that's down to once again family, tribe, community, and
yep.
that's all. Oh, we'll the state will look after it. No, thank you.
Oh,
And the reason I'm so anti uh like state control is I've worked in the civil service. I know what sort of brain dead idiots
yep,
those people are. I wouldn't trust a
yeah.
village staff.
Some of them are narcissistic assholes,
Oh,
and
absolutely. And they're
they get into those jobs to do bad,
yeah,
you
because
know?
they're thick as fuck and useless, and they can't survive in the real world. So
No,
that's what they do, and they stick their nose up in the air, and they're absolutely they disgust me. They are not people; they're subhuman, and it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
they are.
I used to because I used to do obviously from a previous career, a lot of contract work with civil service and stuff with
Yep.
uh, data migration, etc. And everyone thought they're every department. Oh, we're so unique. Oh no, it's the same shit. I've seen this 100 times before. No, but we are. It doesn't fucking matter. Shut up, dickhead.
You work for the government.
You're a fucking wet wipe. Shut up. I
Exactly.
hate them. I despise them with my entire being because they're useless.
So does most of the population,
And
I
that's
think.
not a unique thing across. That's one thing
No.
people of the world can go. Yeah, government officials, civil service, little bureaucrats are arseholes. And the only
Yeah.
reason they become bureaucrats is because they were
They're
slapped
gonna.
about as a kid
Yeah.
because they deserve to be slapped about, and now they're trying to get revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
fucking weed.
Honestly, I believe it. Mm.
Wirrapoo gives that sort of vibe.
Yeah,
He
he's a
would be in a
true
civil
warrior.
service.
Yeah.
He's an absolute flake.
Yeah. Yeah.
The typical well, couldn't win the straight fight, so he's going to do the knife in the back. And like I said, the attack in the village, which kicks this whole thing off, which I think we all knew was coming, was just
Yeah.
disgraceful.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing was he left the women alive. He left women and children alive. I thought,
Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird. But then I had to think about it, and I thought a couple of them some of the women might have hid. Some of them might have been left alive so that they could bury their dead, or not bury their dead, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I was expecting the whole entire tribe to be wiped out, but no, it was a bit weird having the women still there. Yeah.
yeah, I'm very vague. I never say what I think. I should be more clear. I understand. Like, you'll never know what I'm thinking about something.
God, Chris, don't you know the answer to that already? We didn't shrink heads.
That's exactly the kind of thing someone who shrinks heads would say.
Chris, shh. It's a secret. It's a secret. Don't tell everybody.
Yeah. It's not like we're broadcasting on the internet or anything.
No. Oh, dear. Yeah, we did. So what? What are you going to do about it?
But yeah, it was just interesting the way that the sort of the aftermath, and basically by birthright, Hongi's now the chieftain.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that. I don't know why they left people behind, but because that's not normal. But yeah, it might have just been an act.
I think
I don't know.
Well, he needed somewhere to come back to, didn't he?
Well, yeah, of course. Of
So
course.
I suppose there wouldn't be much of a.
They must have.
He was the last of his tribe.
Well, they usually would have burnt down. Well, they would have burnt down all the homes, which didn't happen. Maybe they left some people behind as a sort of record of what the tribe did to their tribe. So, you know, there's that going on as well. So they might have left witnesses behind, but they left the one witness that they shouldn't have left behind because they couldn't find him.
Yeah, they were searching for him, and
yeah.
Once again, I think the adrenaline, just collapsing randomly, might have saved his life. Where if he tried to hide.
Yeah, plus the trauma of seeing his family like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's if you've ever been in that state and just had that,
yeah,
pull over it, and it's just your body protecting itself.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, that probably saved his life, because if he was actively trying to move around or hide, he probably would have been found. But just
would have
dead as a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he wakes up in the morning and sees the aftermath. Oh, horrible.
And he now has to reclaim his honor anyway, because he's looked on his score, and because he effectively hid or moved away or, didn't fight, wasn't killed. The women folk are looking at him, and the kids are like, where did you go?
Yeah, where were
there's
you?
no way he was going to be chieftain for very long.
No. And the other thing is, oh God, I've had dental surgery, so I'm on some pretty.
Oh, good.
I'm on diclofenac, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I was going to say something, but I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, sorry.
Gellstone, yo.
Oh, bloody diclofenac, man. Yeah, and I had a huge wisdom tooth pulled out.
Oh God.
So yeah, I know. So anyway, yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know. You keep going. Keep going, because it'll come to me.
Yeah, well, obviously, Hongi's then gonna chase down, Wirrapoo, the gang.
Right, that's
get
what
his father's head back.
Yeah, it was his fault. It was his fault in the first place. I think he's cottoned onto that. If he hadn't gone and been nosy, everything would have been okay. It would have been smoothed over. But Hongi went and followed Whitapoo saw what happened. They saw each other. Then the war started, right?
I think
So I
Whirlpool
think,
had every intention of doing that anyway. There was
he
no
would have.
way. Yet he had every intention of doing that. The fact that Hongi challenged him
Yeah,
meant they had to do the
yeah,
sneak attack or something.
yeah. Mm,
It was going to happen either way. That was Whirlpool's
it
plan. That was the
was.
whole intention of him being there.
It was, but then as we progressed through the film, I was thinking of the lines of why is he continuing to do this? Okay, it has to do with revenge, of course, but I think he might feel a little bit guilty because if he hadn't have, if he hadn't have been there at that time, he wouldn't have seen that happen, and maybe a different outcome might have happened, and his
Survivor's
dad
guilt as
would.
well.
Pardon?
Survivor's guilt as well.
That's right. That's it. Survivor's guilt. Yeah, which is sad. I mean, could just imagine seeing your whole family annihilated. Yeah, it's just a brutal way of living, and this film freaking showcases it to the max. It's just like,
Yeah, and I applaud it for that because, like I said, I'm sick of the fluffy stuff.
yeah. I
I'm not.
actually thought that we might be heading towards the Hollywood trope when I saw the colors. Like I said before, when I saw the colors of the of Whitapoo and his.
Mhm.
But then it didn't. I was not disappointed at all. No, no. It. I think a lot of Māori would probably look at it and think, well, it's realistic, really. At the end of the day,
Yeah, because it didn't feel. It felt as
made up.
authentic as it could be. Yeah, and
Yeah,
the running scenes and that, and the movement. Like one thing you have to really emphasize here is the movement. Like
yes,
we all know what a haka is, but actually seeing it in practice
yeah,
is fascinating, and done so smoothly.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's another way to look at it. It's another way to look at us. Yeah, it's not the ceremonial, where we welcome everybody at the airport and all that sort of
mm.
thing, and do dances, and we do, all the celebrity sort of stuff in the tradition. Then we're not looking at that. We're seeing the brutality
And its
of
roots, it
life.
was a battle
Yes,
challenge. No, that was the whole point. And it wouldn't have
yes,
been 5 minutes standing in front of each other. It's rah, rah, it was that quick just to go
yeah,
up yours. That's
yeah,
it's the same as shield bashing, back in medieval times.
yep,
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah,
basically what it was. Or swashbuckling, saloon.
yeah,
That was it. It was like uh just psyching yourself up for battle.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
just like the way it
absolutely.
was done in this.
Yeah,
Like even as an
yeah,
outsider, I appreciated what they did. Is they're showing what has now become a ceremonial
yeah, yeah.
show.
Tradition
What it should.
show performance. Yeah, that's right.
Excuse me. Sorry, I was trying to get the mute button. Ah, sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry, I was trying to get the mute button there. I've just missed it. God, we're going well tonight. Camera just goes.
And I'm stoned on bloody to close.
Yay! Professional as always. You get nothing but the best and the always like rehearsed and polished stuff here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like we'll see where basically the whole story of the Deadlands comes from. This area that
Yeah,
is haunted by spirits. Basically, nobody goes there.
lovely.
Werpoo and his arrogance is like, we're going to cut across to save ourselves 5 days and get back to his father with his prize.
Yep.
He's advised against it, but he's determined. So that sets off that storyline.
Yes. Interesting storyline.
Hongi, however, being a young, brash, inexperienced warrior, is just charging after them. And like when he first basically encounters his grandmother.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. She basically sets them right, doesn't she?
Yeah, basically,
Mm.
act like a hunter, rather than just somebody out for revenge, use
Fierce.
your...
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was a good, I actually liked those moments when she came in, actually. It really added to the film. Even though other people might think that it looked a bit airy fairy or whatever, it was kind of true to our culture, which I thought was really cool. They didn't make it all Hollywood sort of, when they do dream sequences and visions and flashbacks, and they always go into a big huge expedition about it and that, but this was just like the stars and her and him. I liked that.
Yeah,
No big fancy stuff going on.
there's no exposition in this film whatsoever, no explanation. It's just as is. That I like that,
Yeah.
because then you have the chance, if you want to learn more, you go and learn more, but you just basically be there in the moment.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. If you want to depict somebody, let's see this whole airy fairy modernizing it and fluffing things up and stopping to explain what everything is. No, just live in the moment. And do you think that's a problem? Because people are so fucking stupid today.
Yeah.
They need everything explained.
They do. I know. And
this is 2014, wasn't it?
Yes. Yep.
2014.
2014. Yeah. So 2014. God.
Back when there was still filmmaking, before everything ran the rat ship. But obviously the rot had started around about 2010. But there's still balance.
Little pockets. Yeah. New Zealand and Australia was still pulling out some good little gems for even though Hollywood was going very down very fast. Yeah. No. I like the fact that they've kept to a lot of our, our traditions and stuff like that, and they haven't come in with Hollywood going, we need to do it this way and we need to do it that way. That's too brutal and shit like that. I'm so glad they didn't do that. I don't know. Just it just made it feel authentic, because we didn't know what was going on. We don't know the background of why these tribes are fighting. We might have heard a little bit about it, but we haven't. They didn't show flashbacks. They didn't do all that Hollywood shit that they usually do. Yeah, it's just like, it's good when we get a film like this where we don't have to go, oh, no, that doesn't make sense unless I know what happened. Could you tell me because I'm stupid? No, you just get to live in the experience. And I think that's the beauty of films like this when they do cultural films. Yeah.
Because it could be a point that they don't even know themselves. It's just been going on.
Yeah.
It's a fact these two tribes have always been at war. The idea of who started it or the event doesn't matter, because they probably don't even know themselves. This is just the way it is.
That's right. Yeah. They might not even know how it all started or anything like that. So,
but the father's actively trying to break the cycle, trying to be a wise, bring an end to it, but it doesn't work out.
No. Because Wiripu wants a fight.
Yep. Well, it's Wiripu's father as well, because he went at the behest of his father. He's not acting on his own.
Yes.
That was done very cleverly, just as part of the conversation. He's on, we didn't have a flashback scene where Wiripu's father, the chieftain's going, pat him on the head, my son, you will have revenge for blah, 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 blah. We didn't need that. Just
and I'm so used to seeing films like that I had half expected we were going to see a flashback scene of the father, what he looks like, the rest of and it didn't. Thank God it was contained. Yeah.
We didn't even see their village, their camp.
Didn't see anything.
Didn't need to.
No, didn't need to. Not at all. Thank goodness.
What was interesting is when Hongi actually somehow follows him, then goes straight to where the warrior lives.
Yeah.
You think that was his grandmother?
I think so. Because she does have a lot of say in this, even though she only probably pops up about 4 times, but we see that they're sort of interwoven together, so they might have been, because like at the end, we know what happens, that, you know, his ancestors won't help. So Hongi's ancestors will help, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so I think that was quite done quite well as well. Yeah.
So Hongi obviously gets led then straight to the warrior. I like the scene where he encountered the witches. I would like to see more of them in action.
Yes, yes.
They
That
were
would
the
have.
most intriguing part of this. But then again, their mystery is what makes them intriguing.
Yes, yes, I think so too. Yeah. Like we could have gone into a whole thing about ancestors, you know, passed away ancestors and all that sort of stuff, but they didn't, which is good, because then it would have been a bit. It might have been too surreal, if you know what I mean. If it stayed in those sorts of spiritual elements, it would have taken away from the present time of the in turn the fighting, you know, the warring and the brutality. They would have had to have balanced that out really well, actually, because it would have ended up looking too fantasy type,
Yeah.
whereas they wanted to, go on the horror sort of the horror of it, the brutality.
Yeah. I just,
Cruelty.
like I said, I was intrigued. They're the most intriguing characters with the witches in this. I kind of wanted to see more, but then again, it keeps their
You can
mystery
see
that it
why.
didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
obviously, with the whole scene with the warrior, busy Hongi trying to plead his case.
Yeah. That was great. That was great. He was a fantastic looking man, wasn't he? A warrior. Wow. Like the lines in his face and the tattoos and
Just the way
wow.
people, I felt like these people actually lived. And do you know the way they just plunked themselves down, they're running through, and just, it wasn't like actors who were like, oh, all right, I've got to step out of my trailer now, you know. And
Yeah.
do you know, I hate that about, once again, I know we're just bashing Hollywood a lot, but I hate the way those depictions are because they don't feel real.
No, they
But
don't.
the movement, just the physicality, and even the way the sets are, like this hut,
Yes.
it's just, you're in the moment, you're just there, and that's what made me
Yeah.
enjoy this. Is just
Yeah.
no
It
holding back.
felt authentic. The setting was amazing. The way they built the little paths and the little marae and the, you know, I just thought the settings looked amazing. Yeah. The scene where he meets the warrior, wow, that was just like, wow. You know, because we'd been built up to all these flesh-eating demon ancestor in the forest, and that was intriguing. Yeah. And then he so happened to bump into him.
Yep, like I said, I think the grandmother led him there because
I think
if he
so.
was left to go on his own, Honky would have been dead. He wouldn't have lasted.
Oh, yeah. No, he wouldn't have lasted at all. No. And I think that may have been why maybe the warrior didn't end up just killing him because, you know, that's what we expected was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Because he sounded.
And his wife sort of talks to him, that, you know, here's a chance to end this.
Yeah.
And
It was just a slight conversation, just a little, you know, in passing sort of thing. It wasn't a big elaborate sort of ordeal. Yeah. So I liked that.
But baby, this is what, it's not that long in the movie. You know, it feels like we've got a lot, you know, in a short period of
More
time.
lots happened. Yeah, because it's like I said, it's quite fast moving. So I think that's why because it's an hour and 47 minutes, and it didn't even feel like that, which was really good.
But yeah, we'll go on the chase until we get the first busy fight.
Yeah, there's few. Bit crazy, but full on. Yeah. Brutal, really, really brutal. Oh my god, I I think there's only one other Māori film like this that had that sort of stuff. It's called Utu. And the brutality was just like, wow. Wow. Just
But then again,
gross.
you're hand-to-hand combat with blunt force
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah. That are made
And
out of wood and bones.
mhm,
We're not talking. Yeah, there's no blacksmiths over here at that time, so there's no swords or there's no guns or we hadn't had guns until we were colonized. So they had to make do with what they wanted, with what they had in the spears. Oh
mhm.
my goodness, yeah,
Yeah, that's
tragic.
um. But yeah, I just love the way that the warrior himself. The reason why he's so fierce is because he doesn't. This isn't a dance to him. It's not a. He's just there to kill.
Yeah,
When you have one of Warapu's warriors like getting ready to do that, he's just like smack. End of story.
yeah, I know. Wow, yeah,
It was
great.
interesting the way that kept trying to do surprise attacks, like pull back and pull them into, get them to chase them and surround
Yeah,
them. Like even though there's about because the party hadn't split off at this point.
no.
No,
So
there's
there
still
were
full parties are about 20 people, and
yeah,
you've essentially got the warrior going through them like mincemeat, just
yeah,
absolutely butchering them.
yes, I know. And at this stage, we are thinking he's flesh eating
There's something
dead
supernatural about him.
ancestor.
It's
Yeah, I'm glad they gave us that to make us believe that it was that he is and then the way that they portrayed his face, there's the expressions on his face and the look on his face and the like as in the actual features of his face, he looked demonic and he also looked frightening, but he also looked like a man. So it was a real clever thing they did there because we weren't quite sure whether this guy is a legit demon
yeah.
or a legit
Could you kill him?
person. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Can you?
that's the thing. Could you actually kill him? It's like,
Yeah,
and you almost
because
get the
yep,
impression he's been cursed to live. He's not
yes,
allowed to die,
he's
and
not
it's
allowed to
not a
die.
it's not a blessing. It's a curse. He's been
Yes,
uh,
he's been
it's,
left there to die as the survivor of his tribe that was annihilated. Oh God! And then when we hear his storyline, far out.
mhm.
Yeah, crazy. Just brutal. It really is. Like, yeah, I needed some time to compose myself afterwards because it was just like, oh God, I don't know what to think about this.
An interesting scene was maybe it's just me thinking if you ever kill anything, you got it because you don't want the meat spoiled, but just leaving the body there and cutting off bits, like
Yeah, I don't know how factual that is, honestly. And I know some tribes were cannibals, but I don't think they just sat there and drank their blood and like vampires. I don't. But
that's
I don't know. It was gross anyway.
yeah, just the fact that if you don't got if you get a like I've only ever done duck rabbit, um I haven't done deer, but I've prepared deer
Yeah.
that someone else has brought in. You must take out the entrails, or else the meat is ruined.
It's spoiled. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
See if you don't get a rabbit with a 2-2 right in the head. If you get a body shot, you may as well not bother because it's spoiled
Ruined.
then.
Yep. I learnt that
Um,
from playing Assassin's Creed.
but this is a bit of you have to give a bit of suspension of disbelief, like just big hunk of
Yeah.
arm on top of the campfire, and that's going to be cooked enough not to give you dysentery or salmonella. No.
Yeah, I know. It's cool. It was a cool scene. Pretty bloody, gross, gruesome. Yeah. Yeah. This is why there should have been a horror. It's oh my God, how could they just say it was an action
Well,
thriller? I was just like,
but they do that all the time.
I know, but most of the time they're okay, they get it right. But
Mhm.
when it comes to how can you not say this was not horror? I mean, oh God, this is
Like-
one of the worst ones I've seen. Huh?
Like proper cannibalism and everything else just out there, like you said, not drinking blood. It's not even polite cannibalism where it's all boiled up, in a stew or anything.
Yeah,
No, it's just,
exactly.
and yeah, the kills and bodies being left everywhere, and we've
Oh
also got
no.
ghosts getting involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is a horror movie. I don't care.
It is. Oh, typical.
Yeah, none of this would be in it if it was Hollywood.
No,
Yeah, none of these. Like I said, none of the actual cannibalistic
no,
scenes or
too PC.
fights.
Yep.
Like
No.
you see proper. What's that weapon called? The
Patu. Oh my
tattoo, right?
God.
Oh, getting one end of the head.
Made out of bone or greenstone.
Mhm.
Aha. Ugh.
I
Yeah.
love the hand movements. What originates from the haka. I love
Yes,
that being
yes.
incorporated in the actual fight, how it works, and it's
I-
basically to distract the opponent, and
Yeah.
also I think it's all a big psyching up thing because it's
Yep.
brutal hand to
The
hand combat.
adrenaline and yes, because you've got to have the adrenaline running through you, don't you? Especially hand-to-hand combat like that. And if you've both got patus, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's kill or be killed. Brutal.
Obviously, this goes on. It's like a chase, but it's a game of cat and mouse.
Yes.
Obviously, the warrior gets hurt. Hongi has a choice then.
Yeah. He does. I like that. It gives a little bit of a dilemma situation in there. We don't know which way it's going to go, sort of thing, and I liked that. That was yeah. I mean, we start to quite like the warrior. I did anyway. I started to quite like the warrior.
He's a tragic
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's fallen into this situation, and he's. I mean, how would you? Yeah, how would you? They're both in the same situation, basically, because they've both lost their tribes. Are extinct now, basically, except for the woman who will then go on to another tribe, and then basically Hongi's tribe will be wiped out unless he has more children or and takes up the mantle of being the chief. Then,
but he has to earn it. He can't just
he has to earn it.
But the woman will just walk away and leave him.
Yeah, that's right. They would. Yep. And he'd be left there with no tribe. And then what would happen to him would probably what happened to the warrior. He'd be left alone. And then that would be another Deadlands situation at his village. So there's a bit of layering going on in here too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so obviously Hongi decides to help the warrior, heals him, he's been taught that's why I'm thinking, he's using salves and stuff. I'm thinking that's why he was almost being geared towards a healer rather than a warrior. Like that it was almost like he was being groomed for that role, or a shaman or witch doctor, whatever. I almost think that's
as opposed to a warrior. Yeah,
because things had went on.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah. He sort of had that feminine type of vibe to him, but not so much. Yeah, so and I liked his acting actually. He's the one. He was the film Boy with Taika Waititi, his first film. Yeah, that was him. He was only a little kid in that one, and now he's all growing up. It's like, wow, that was cool to see him in this. So, yeah, great acting. He suited the part really well too, and he did have quite a feminine sort of look going on as well. So you're right, that healing side of him did come out. Whether or not his grandmother had something to do with that as well, I'm not too sure. Maybe she was, when she was alive, maybe she had helped maybe she was a healer, and then maybe that is because he's managed to be able to speak to her, which means he's gifted. So you're right, he possibly would have been a healer or some sort of mystic, or yeah,
Yeah,
I would say so.
this is coming out that he's not just a he's got a certain path, and if things had went, I think he would have been natural, but it's almost
Yeah.
now through necessity. Actually, talking about when he first meets his grandmother, there was a great line. I've never spoken to the dead before. Like just
Yes.
matter of fact. I love the matter of fact dealing with the dead and corpses and that, as in natural, not
Yeah.
today where people going, people don't see it as unnatural. Back then, it's actually, I felt like it was more
Yeah.
respectful in a sense.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, back then.
Yeah, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of its time, it just, I
Yeah,
think it managed
absolutely.
to do that very, very well.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, obviously the going to
Different.
pursuit again. This was an interesting one. The encounter this hunting party from another tribe who have ventured into the Deadlands,
Yes. Yes.
and I really didn't know where it was going.
I got a bit confused with that as well. I have to admit, I didn't know who they were at first. But then, well, we find out who they are and what happened. Yeah, that was. I guess I think that was there to let everyone know that the Deadlands, other people do go through there. It's not just, and some people might live in that area as well. So I think that might have had to do with it. But yeah, that was a bit of a I don't know why they had that in the storyline, but it worked, if you know what I mean.
I think it's part of the Warriors. That basically he doesn't want his land to disappear. He doesn't want his tribe's memory. And if they find out he's a flesh
Yeah,
and blood human,
they'll take
then
over the land.
they'll take over the land and move in. But
Yep.
the legend that he's managed to
Yes.
create has
Yes.
kept people away and kept his land safe and almost preserved his ancestors,
Yep.
even though they won't speak to him because of his dishonor. But he's still working towards redemption.
Yeah, he is.
And it's in a brutal fact. You know what I mean? Once again, it's not sugar coated. It's not uh like fluffied up or anything. It's just done in a brutal manner, and it makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep. Yep. It does. Yeah.
Because if this had once again, back to the Hollywood question, this would have been Hongi's new queen that he met, and they would have
Oh
teamed up
yes.
together, and they would have defeated the bad guys, and would have went back and lived happily ever after. But that's not the way this works out.
No, thank God, because yeah, it could have gone that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a heroine. That's exactly what I was expecting. Especially when he first met her, I was just like, oh no. No, 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 no. Because I hadn't actually read anything about this film beforehand. So I don't do that. I do that deliberately so that I don't, when I'm watching it, I'm not given any information. I just watch it without it. So I was thinking, oh, okay, so these two are going to get together. And then she's going to be I mean, did you see the way she was fighting? Holy shit. She was like a warrior.
However, there's no girl bosses in this movie, and I'm
No.
really, really happy for that because if she had like danced and spun and done the stupid shit and like beat the
Like,
warrior, and just be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
yeah,
But
like Power Rangers or something.
yeah,
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's where I thought that was going. So I am so glad they did not do that. I did not like what happened to her, but at the end of the day, it was kill or be killed,
if she
and
like,
she just
this is what I hate about modern day feminism. Or is it like, oh right,
yeah,
we're against men. Oh, you hit me. It's like you step up, right? You want to go in that space. You want to step up. Well, guess what? Fucking go,
damn right,
then, go time, and whatever
damn
happens,
right.
happens. But the problem is reality. 9 times out of 10, go up against a bloke, you're gonna get fucking smashed. End of story. That's just
Yep.
biology.
Yep.
I don't care if
Violence is,
people don't like
it
that or not.
doesn't matter. It does not matter in the least. If
What
you're a fucking female and you go after a male, you go after anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. You go after somebody else. They have a right to defend themselves, whether you're a female, a child, or a teenager, or a male. Or an adult, I should say.
I see us with
Yeah,
actually, it's interesting talking about children because I see us a moment with kids. They know they're protected and safe, so they just go pure antagonistic because they know
they
nothing
go
can happen to them,
feral. Yeah.
and they need fucking smacked out because I'm seeing places being literally destroyed right now and people's lives being made. In fact, I was watching it today at work, out in the street,
Oh
and
no.
fucking hell, there's this gang, and what's annoying is they're not even an intimidating gang, they're just fucking wee weebs. But because of society, they get to do this cause on holy terror. Now, a few smacks around the head would end their reign because they're nothing. But
Yeah.
society's got this point, so nothing good is coming of this.
Yeah.
Because you got these little dipshits that think they're fucking running the place.
They're
Like,
invincible because they're protected by the law.
yeah, and
You
every
know.
society, and it's not just the law, but everything
Oh, they're
is
only kids. They'll
yeah,
grow out of it. Yeah, right.
everybody
They turn
else's
into
fault.
criminals. Yeah, exactly.
But
Mummy
we've
and
also seen this
daddy.
as well. You know, a stupid sporting event, a man v woman sporting event. Man takes out a woman in martial arts, and then everyone goes, "Oh, I can't believe he hit her." You're like, "Fuck off." You step up, then that's what's going to happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
We saw with the whole
Oh
Amber
God.
Heard thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's what really hard in my stance is seeing that other
That
bitch. Oh,
bitch.
nobody will believe you on fucking recorded. Nobody will believe you. Blah blah blah. And you're like, all right, fuck yeah.
I
But
still
this,
have arguments to this day about that bitch with people who try to defend her and calling me uh, all sorts of names for not believing her, and I'm a female. How can I not take her side? And I'm like, you shitting me? Oh my God. Just because I'm a female doesn't mean I have to fucking bow down to this
it's that stupid
feminist
collective. Yeah,
bullshit.
it's a collectiveness.
It's
You're not only being an individual. You have to be the hive mind, and
oh,
even if it's
exactly.
wrong, it's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no.
But there's no girl bosses in this. She gets malleted. Like she gives up. You know what I mean? She's obviously been trained. She gives a
Yeah.
good go, but how the hell she in reality, if she had have beat him when he's already minced through, injury or not, this is a force of nature. His only function is the kill.
Yeah. That's right.
And even when he gives the and he's already taken out a retinue or two companions, like they're
Yep.
already dead.
Yep.
So if she had a girl boss her way through this, I would have been like, this would be a different review.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been. Yep. It would have been. It would have been. What a stupid move.
Mhm.
Why? Why would you do that? Yeah, it's not even real. It's not realistic. So, yeah, I'm glad they kept to their senses.
Yeah, and also
And
her death was, in fact, that was an honorable death if you think about it.
it was.
A
It was.
warrior's death. She
Yep.
went up against the brutal beast of a warrior, and she got a warrior's death, and it
Yeah.
wasn't shied away from. And
Yep.
that gives me more respect
Yeah.
for women. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't make you
Yes.
degenerate women.
No, it doesn't.
It
Yeah.
makes you have respect of feminine energy, masculine energy, and even the fact that she went up. Well, she got a warrior's death. She was, and it
Yes.
wasn't held back. It wasn't glossed over. It wasn't off camera. Like you see that neck go,
Yeah. And that was brilliantly done, I must add. And she had a smile on her face. She died with a smile on her face, which I thought was, in line with this an honourable death.
Mhm.
To see her smiling when she was dead, I thought that was just like, wow, that was compelling. And then Hongi trying to look after her, even though she's gone. I was just like,
It was his
please, just
first girlfriend or his first inklings of that,
oh,
and
I
that's the way. Like he's this is the once again this is the transition from boy to man. I mean,
yeah,
it's all these things. It's the hero's journey, the transition from boyhood to manhood, and all of a sudden he's understanding. He's got rubbly bits, and getting like
has some feelings coming through. Yeah,
sports bra
exactly.
side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the only bit of like.
Now I know what that was. Yes, okay. Oh, wow.
Because the witches didn't, but she definitely had a sports bra on. You could see it.
Yeah.
It made me smile a bit.
I'll have to go back and have a look because I knew there was something wrong with her garment.
Yeah,
but
she's
I
got a
didn't
sports
know
bra.
what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, well.
But yeah,
I suppose they have to
he's trying to
protect
deal with us.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a lot to deal with after this.
But this is his crucible of fire. This is his journey because there's no way he can be a chief of a tribe.
No, and he couldn't do this by himself. Yeah, no. This is his, like you said, his journey, his initiation, isn't it? This is like a forced initiation into manhood.
Because he doesn't have 20 years under his father's guidance to, take his time becoming a man. He has to do it right now. So this is like baptism of fire, like going through everything.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
But even the reason why he did it, then it comes out that, he's protected. He doesn't want his lands taken over. He wants his tribe to remain intact. What it is, it's once again, honor his ancestors and try to get forgiveness.
Yeah. Yeah. Very deep threads, eh?
We do go back to Whirlpool's tribe, and we see this is where they break off. Some are like, "Nah, I've had enough. I'm out." Because this is the bit where he asks the warriors basically forced to speak to his ancestors and ask for help.
Yep.
And they do. That's where they end up have to go over the volcanic rock, and they're led that way. And then one of them has basically an epileptic fit and dies, and the end of their journey.
Yeah, I like that. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah. I like this. I really do like the spiritual element in this. I think if they didn't have it, it would have been too horrific. If you know what I mean, it would have been. Yeah.
This isn't the human centipede or torture porn. You know what I mean? No. This is an actual story, but the brutality is necessary, and that's why I'm.
Yep.
If it didn't have the brutalityness, it would be weak.
Oh, it would be bland. It wouldn't have made it. Yeah, it would have been bullshit. Yeah. It would have been lies.
Yeah, I can't stand shock jocks that bore me because they've nothing else to offer.
No.
That's why I don't like the whole torture porn thing and stuff for just nudity for the sake of nudity, just to go, oh, here's a shit movie, we'll do you some tits, that'll do you, you dozy, basically going, here, you dozy bastard, you're thick, have some boobs, that'll make you
keep you happy.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, like you said, distract you from the storyline or the plot that's not really there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a few of those.
Looking at you, Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Oh God, no, thank you.
I never thought it possible to be like when they do the strip scene, the pillow fight, where they get their boobs out. I'm like,
oh my!
It was so contrived. What's that one? God, there's one camera and I watched. There was nudity every other scene, and it was shit. It was just crap movie, and you're like,
no.
The point where you're actually turned off by it because it's like just crap.
Yeah, the film's made for the male audience.
Yeah, it's not even made. It's made for the dumb male audience. That's what I mean. It's who we're going to get this horny teenage boys because they're stupid. It's that arrogance of we're not even going to try. I hate that sort of stuff. This is not that.
No.
This is
hell no.
The violence, the brutality serves a purpose.
It does. And it's factual information as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we've seen it go wrong in Native American films where they just God, disrespect them completely by telling bullshit stories and contrived, storylines that aren't even real. And it's just like you see straight through it, and it's like, how can you even like a film that's been it's been twisted and turned into such a way that's not even real anymore. You don't know what's real anymore, and it's actually
Yeah.
giving misinformation about certain cultures in the world and all that sort of stuff, and it's misinformation. And then like Hollywood goes and turns, the one with what was, I can't even remember what it was now. Was the one with Kevin Costner?
Oh,
Dancing
Dances
with
with Wolves.
Wolves. Yeah, like there you go. That's an example of like going wrong. That wasn't very factual, but anyway, it's good that they try these things, I suppose, but you just got to make sure that people like Hollywood don't get their hands on it, because then
Yeah.
they'll
But
just
like I
turn it
said,
into.
A Man Called Horse, if you want an authentic, as authentic as it can be, or
Yep,
where he
that's
actually
right.
doesn't shy away from brutality,
Yeah,
and you respect, you respect the tribes
yeah, yeah. You
for
do.
it's almost like Shogun. It was yeah, it's like an American version of Shogun.
Choking.
I would equate A Man Called Horse to that,
Yep,
if you've
yep.
seen or read the books or seen any of the shows. Like
Oh,
there's
I've
been
watched it
the
years ago.
the original one with Charlton Heston.
Oh, that would have been
Or not,
years ago.
no, it
Yeah,
wasn't Charlton Heston. Oh shit. Who was that to play Blackthorn? Oh god, I can't remember.
I can't
Charlton
remember
Heston was
either.
The Man Called Horse. I can't remember who played Blackthorn, but in the original one, but the new one's really good as well.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool, cool,
and
cool,
obviously if
cool.
you read the book, like I'm a James Clavell
No
fan,
choice.
but there once again, that's another showing the brutality of the Edo era.
Yep.
Japan, and not mincing about with it. This
Yeah.
movie, that's what I mean. This is how well I regard this movie. I'm putting it in the same in my mind. I'm slotting this in with those movies, which I really enjoyed.
Wow.
They're ones that even though I haven't seen,
For years.
I mean decades. I'm talking like
Yeah.
15 years since I last saw A
Wow.
Man Called Horse. It's still in my head because it's just a really
Wow.
good bloody movie.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
obviously I saw
Mm.
last year. I saw the Shogun series, and obviously FX did it. Fantastic job.
Okay. Interesting.
Really enjoyed that again. And the original one. God's sake, that's gonna annoy me. I'm gonna have to look this up. Sorry, I know we're going off on a tangent. I know we never go off on tangents in this.
Wait, no. When do we ever do that?
Yeah. 2024. Nope, not the modern one. 1980. Richard
1980.
Chamberlain. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Oh, Richard Chamberlain.
Yeah, he
Holy
played Blackthorn,
shit. Wow.
the original one, and
Yeah.
really good.
Far
But
out.
Hongi is like he's Anjin San. He's Horse. He's as much as being a participant in
Yep.
these events, also a witness.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's what I mean. He's
True.
actually bearing witness, and he's our point of view character to let us see this world.
Yes. Yes. Which is great. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. He's a cool character to follow around, actually, because he's so young and yeah. Yeah, and his storyline's really solid, So, yeah, because of obviously he would never have been able to do any of this stuff by himself. There's no way he could have. He's not strong enough. So
Mhm.
I like the fact that he actually was brave enough to go and find the warrior to help him in the first place. That was brave in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
The fact that
yeah.
we're sitting there with this last victim, still drinking from him,
Till I
as
know.
he's having the conversation, and whereas like, well, if you amuse me, if you
I'll let
don't
you
abuse
live.
me,
Or
yeah, you won't.
yeah,
You join him, sort of thing. You know,
yeah, I know. He was just yeah, I liked his character straight away, actually. The warrior.
we
Yeah.
see Whirlpool's character in this. This is the thing with Whirlpool isn't an end of level body. We see that he is craven. He is a coward. He's actually an opportunist.
Yes.
Um, it was mentioned here about the difference between politics and being a warrior. Politics is
Yes.
poison. Whatever it touches, which is true.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was also another thing that got me like, hey, hold on a minute, why are you talking about that? What's politics got to do with all of this sort of
But
thing?
it is the intertribal. Think of the politics
Yes,
between these
the
two tribes.
tribes. Yep, yep. It was just, it was sort of like a politics being,
But
that
that's
word, but that
yeah,
word in
because it's become
itself.
synonymous with like it is poison.
Western society. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly. So,
but
but it is poison, and they
not
knew that back then.
every society had politics. Once again,
Yeah.
it's the human condition. That's what.
We might not have named it politics, but you're right. There is. It's an internal something going on, but we, as we know nowadays, would be called politics. But yeah, the internal shit going on between all the different tribes
Mhm.
in this film was really quite profound, actually.
Even the warriors, it was politics
Yeah.
into his family.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. What a sad state of affairs, really, at the end of the day. And then, like you said, we get to see Widemu as a coward. We get to see him as his men left him. Some of his men left him because
Yep.
they didn't trust his.
Yeah, because he's shown that he's not honorable. He's craven. His arrogance is going to
Yeah,
destroy them, and he's trampling over
dead.
centuries or thousands of years of ancestry and tradition
Yeah,
and things that matter.
yeah, yeah.
Because what's the
And to the
point
point
otherwise?
where, yeah, well, that's right. But at the end of the day, they were cursed by the father of Hongi. They were also cursed by the other man of the tribe, probably the second leader. So they were cursed. But oh no, not Waidapu. He's just like, no, I'm not cursed. We're not cursed. I'm arrogant as fuck, And then his own men are saying, dude, we're cursed. Can you not see what's happening? We're all dying, and you're telling us we're not cursed. It's just like, what a misleading mofo.
Yep. But the bit where they find the fort and
Yeah,
the scene with the fence, and when they're safe behind a fence, they start going, nah, 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 be equivalent to doing that. And you're like, oh, you little rats.
yeah,
Everyone needs to die right now.
yeah.
Like, that just
Oh,
shows utter, like, shit stains. That's all they are, just shit stains.
yeah, yeah. They annihilated his family, and then they go and hide behind a fence. Yeah,
And there's still, at
there's a
that
few
point, about
people.
7 or 8 of them against 2.
Yeah, yeah, and they're hiding. Yeah, they think, well, they are safe. They're literally safe behind those walls. Until the Maori version of the Molotov cocktail comes into play.
Yep.
It was brilliant.
Smoke bombs, basically. Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's factual, but hey, it
Yeah.
worked.
I'm prepared to go with it.
Yeah, I'd like to give that a try. I won't, don't worry. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a cool scene. Then going and chicken shits, hiding behind the fence. Oh,
Even right to
God.
the end, like, they set up an ambush. Like, they still had vast numbers,
Yes.
and they're supposed to be these brave warriors. But even then, he's afraid. And even when it comes to the final fight, Werpu can't face. He has to have his second in command soften him up. He can't face Hongi on his own.
No. No. And it's a he's entitled. That's what he is. He's a
Mm-hmm.
frickin' Karen. He's a Kevin. He's entitled because he's the chief's son, which Hongi is too, the chief's son. So he's so arrogant. He thinks he's just, I don't know. He's the one that needs to live. So let's put all his friends in front and get them annihilated first, and then we get the epic scene at the end. It's pretty savage that he is that way towards his family members. Letting them take the fall while he stands back commanding everyone to do all these things. It's atrocious behavior.
Not leadership.
Yeah, that's right. It's not. It's yeah. That's why I thought, well, straight away he's a spoilt, entitled man who thinks he's got it all because his father's the chief of this big tribe or whatever, But we see the chicken shitness come out when he goes and annihilates Hongi's family at night when they were sleeping.
Yeah,
His
just a
brother
slimy
right
way he
next
went
to
about
him.
things. Yep.
Yeah, you don't do that. You just don't do that. It's just it's unethical. Not that they had ethics back then, but I don't know.
No, it was interesting the way that, because this is the whole theme as well, is trying to break the cycle of this continuous violence.
Yep.
And even when it comes to the final fight, and Hongi wins.
Yep.
But as we know, Werpa isn't a superior warrior. He's not a warrior. He's a sleeked man. Hongi has become more of a warrior in this journey than Werpa would ever know in 1,000 years.
Yeah. Yep.
But the conversation of, okay, so I kill you, what happens? We'll get revenge, blah, blah, blah. The cycle goes on. And it's the words of what his father was trying to do. Yes. He basically enacts, right, I'm going to let you live. You owe me.
Yeah. That was, I know why he did that. He did that to break the cycle, but he also did it to say, you're not going to die an honourable warrior's death. You're going to go home and you're going to go and tell your father, the chief, what the hell you've just done, and he would have been murdered by his own father when he got back.
Yeah, just absolutely disgraced,
Yep. He disgraced the tribe. So I like that he actually, because obviously everyone's going to think, okay, the best way to do this is to annihilate Wirapu, because then Hongi gets his retribution. He gets shown as a warrior. His story will be told from now till eternity. But no, now he can say he defeated Wirapu, but Wirapu was not all that anyway. He hid behind people. He hid behind fences. He hid behind his father. Tradition and the fact that he's the chief's son and he's the next in line for being the chief, which makes him entitled as it is anyway. But, the fact that he was not given an honourable death makes it dishonourable towards his tribe. So when he gets back to his village and explains why he's alone and all those 20 people or 30 hunting party was sent out with him are gone. Why are you still alive? You don't deserve to live. He's going to get murdered when he gets home. So I like that. I like that was a kind of, I like the resolution. I do. Yeah.
And it makes sense. It's because it's fulfilling his father's legacy. Yeah. This is what his father was trying to achieve, and he fulfilled it.
Oh, no. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
But that's not the end. The end's obviously the warrior, is busy on his way out dying, and because of his injuries. And he still can't hear his own ancestors. And once again, this is the final kindness, this is the final piece of the boy becoming a man and the man becoming a chieftain.
Yeah. I like that.
He could now speak and say, well, my ancestors will welcome you.
Yeah.
I speak on behalf of my ancestors. He's earned that right.
Yep.
You know, I
He
speak,
has.
your ancestors have forsaken you, mine haven't. Mine thank you and will welcome you. Go with peace. And then, beautiful scene.
It was very emotional. No, I didn't cry. Nearly,
You
but
cried for the
yeah.
demonic cannibal.
I know. Can you believe it?
But that's,
I
again,
know.
that's where the horror genre tops
Yeah,
everything else. That's where
exactly.
people, if you're not a horror fan, you will not understand this.
No.
That the storytelling mechanism of horror is top tier. It is. I know it gets slagged off. I know like the mainstream thumb their nose down at it, but it's this that can show brutality, cannibalism, betrayal, patricide, can show entire
Yep.
families get murdered, um, and still be honorable and still actually have a feeling, you know, a heart of a story.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And when you've got a demonic entity in a film and you actually start to like that character and have respect for that character, even though at this, during the film we think he's a demonic entity, but then when we find out he's a man, it's sort of like, oh, gut punch, isn't it? It's just
Mhm.
like, oh no, he's not what we thought he was. He's actually a man that's got a really tragic storyline. And that's why it was so compelling and emotive at the end to see him being taken on by another tribe of ancestors is like, wow. That
Yep.
was, yeah. This is actually quite a powerful film. I thought by the end of it, um, yeah, I thought it was quite powerful.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's why when I'm giving, you know, my analogies or where am lumping it in, placing it in
With
with
the
other
greats.
powerful films that will
Yeah.
stay with you. If you watch these, they will stay with you because they're great films, great cinema.
God, yeah.
That's why
Oh,
I
yeah.
love films. That's why I have a passion for movies and cinema because it's when done right and done with heart can take you places emotionally and your
Yes,
imagination and um, I think different from books. You know, they're different mediums. You get different
they
things,
are. Yep.
but sometimes you need to be shown. Sometimes your mind just can't fill in the blanks. You know, it's all part of a journey, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, yes. And I think what happens is when a film makes you feel things and it's not just done for entertainment, that's when
Mhm,
it works. If it's done clearly just for entertainment purposes, you're not going to get levels of depth. You're not going to get flesh in the story arc. You're not going to get, if you can manage to stay on track like this one did with only one added storyline, and that was the storyline of the warrior.
mhm.
It's basically a straight film, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
these, but it's the levels of depth and the journeys and the psychological things. That's what I love about films, is what it does to me, what it makes me think about, the human behavior, the psychology of things. That's what I love about films. And if I don't see any of those, I'm just like, okay, this was made for men. This was made for, that's a man horror, or this is, just for entertainment, or this is just a slasher with no storyline, but then you get something like this that could have gone off the rails. It
Mhm.
could have, but they didn't. They knew how far to go, um, because at the end of the day, the brutality was the overall arching. component in this film.
Yeah.
But then it had all these other lovely flourishes that didn't take us out of it. It actually enhanced it, like the grandmother, having the warrior there, and then his side story. I thought, yeah, it was brilliant. It really was.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was
No.
nearly 2 hours long, and it didn't even feel like it.
Oh no, no. I really like when you're in there and you're in the zone and you suspend disbelief and you just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know you're having a good time and able to
Yeah.
take something from it. But yeah, I'm really
And
glad
I'm
to watch
so
this.
Me too. And I'm just so glad that at the end of the day, the warrior got peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the final, for me, that final, moment was that. Yeah. Considering all the stuff he had to do to get to where he was. And then he just, died. And then,
But
and then, yeah,
he wasn't
just,
reveling in what he did.
no,
He
he's just
wasn't
doing it.
he wasn't cruel. It was all for a purpose to protect his lands.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And
great film.
it touched everything here: hubris, arrogance, backstabbing,
Yep.
honor,
Cowardice,
respect,
honor.
yep,
Yep.
everything. The whole shebang.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Wholly recommend you check us out. Honestly, it's
Yes.
great
You
watch.
can
It's
rent it on YouTube if you want
beautifully
to look
shot.
for it.
Yeah, looked fantastic, and yeah, really great acting. Like there's no bad performances.
No, none at all.
Can't
No.
pick one.
No. They all worked 100% for their roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. But there you go. We're back to Wolf Creek.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, this is either
Yay.
it's either going to fix itself or we're going down a girl boss road, and
Yes,
we'll
I
see.
know.
Was it
Can't wait.
episodes 3 and 4? Yep, we're
Yep.
yeah. I'm slightly nervous.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just hope it's because it's either going to pick up and we're going to enjoy it, or it's going to be unbearable.
Yeah.
Especially after watching this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Completely different, but hey.
But there you go. Dale, thanks as always.
Thanks
Always
for
great
having
to
me.
share these experiences, and thanks for everybody that turned up and for the chat. And just as to say, until next time, keep up the channel, do technical things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.